nutshell, cybersecurity has evolved from being just another function of IT. If I think back 10 or 15 years ago, IT leads had a relatively easy role when it came to cybersecurity. While it was by no means a walk in the park, there was a relatively finite number of devices that needed to be protected and monitored. Today, with the advancement in digital technologies and the need for enterprises to be more agile and adaptable, that's given rise to a huge number of additional endpoints in the environment that enterprises need to protect and monitor. The increased investment in cybersecurity has allowed us to invest in dedicated threat intelligence teams. That's given us a much wider perspective. From there, it's around understanding what your information assets are and the risks associated with those. When you correlate these things together, you can really focus on allocating your resources to defining actionable and tailored intelligence for your organization. Threat intelligence programs have evolved into industry-specific sharing centers where information is collected from participants, vetted and then disseminated to the wider community to help other organizations in their fight against cybercrime. There is no way to protect every single cybersecurity threat, but compared to 10 or 15 years ago, we have much better mechanisms for detecting, analyzing and preventing cyber threats. We're seeing huge migrations to the cloud, but organizations are not doing nearly as much as they should be in terms of protecting their data. And the bad actors know this. And the bad actors go where the data is going, so if the data is going to the cloud, that's where the bad actors are going to be. The other thing cybersecurity teams really need to ask of themselves is whether they have the visibility that they need for everything that's going on in the cloud today. Social engineering, nothing new in this, but it continues to be the most commonly used attack technique, and that's for one reason, in that it works. We expect to see phishing and spear phishing continue, as will business email compromise. While larger organizations tend to be well-resourced and have mature programs, they still get breached. So spare a thought for small and medium enterprises who cannot afford to put the same level of resources into their cybersecurity programs. The smaller companies are easier targets and, if breached, can potentially compromise the supply chain that would allow for backdoors into larger enterprises. Whether or not cyber attacks are inevitable, we need to act like they are to be as best prepared as we can be in dealing with these attacks. It's really about how quickly an organization can detect these attacks and respond to them to minimize any potential impact. The best thing we can do is share information, not just data, but contextual, timely, detailed information about the attacks that we are all seeing. We need to learn from each other, talk about what these bad actors are up to, talk about what works in terms of deterring them, but also what doesn't work.